call the meeting of the Wyomissing Zoning Hearing Board to order. We're here today to hear from Mr. Keith Mooney on behalf of his client, Rena? Rena? Diesla? Diesla. Equitable owner of property located at 438 Oley Street, currently owned by Christian and Kim Visconti, is requesting special exception approval under section 523.d to allow a state licensed daycare to operate at the property. Property is located in C3 Special Commercial Zoning District. It is currently developed with a two-story building from which a veterinary practice operated. The applicant has executed an agreement of sale with the owner to purchase the property with the intention of operating a state licensed daycare facility. The applicant is requesting special exception approval to allow the operation of a state licensed daycare facility. The applicant will provide testimony at the hearing as to the hours of operation, number of employees, and number of children the business will serve. There are 18 off-street parking spaces available at the property. The off-street parking requirement for a daycare facility is based on the number of employees and number of children served by the facility. At this time, there appears to be adequate off-street parking in the property to allow the use without the parking required. Okay, before we begin, I'll introduce the people that are sitting at this end of the table, except Michelle, who's sitting at the other end, and you know Michelle Baer, and Bob Ullman, who is a member of the Zoning Hearing Board, Nigel Patish, who is a member of the Zoning Hearing Board, Dan Becker is our counselor, and I am David Rothman, the chairman of the Zoning Hearing Board. Mr. Becker is going to tell us how to proceed today.
Thank you very much. Ms. Nelson, I see that you're represented by counsel testimony, so you've probably gone over some of this with you. Let me explain how the process works. Because you submitted the application, it's your burden of proof to explain to the zoning hearing board why the relief and request should be granted. You can do that through your testimony and testimony of other witnesses, as well as by presenting exhibits. So as you go through and testify, after you complete your testimony, I will be able to, so the board members be able to, and residents as well, if interest, will be permitted to ask you questions about your testimony. After your testimony is completed, I see there's a couple other people here. I don't know yet whether they're with you or not. They'll have the same opportunity to provide that testimony as well. And again, we go through that process. At the conclusion of all of your testimony, we'll check with the residents to see if there's anybody else out there that wishes to participate in the hearing, standing, or just wants to make a statement regarding the application, and we give them the opportunity to do that. After all the testimony has been entered, the board will deliberate, typically in an executive session, at which time we'll consider your request for relief and make a determination of whether or not you grant it. Typically, we will also render that oral decision today, followed by a written decision for 45 days. Do you understand the way this is going to the process is going to work today? Okay, thank you. Mr. Mooney, I see that you're here. I guess you'd like to enter your appearance.
Yes.
Why don't you do that now?
Keith Mooney on behalf of the applicant, Rena Diesla. I'm with the law firm of Barley Snyder. I'm located at 50 North 5th Street, Reading, Pennsylvania, 19601.
All right, so I see that there's a couple of people here this afternoon. Two young ladies behind you, Mr. Mooney. Are they with you?
Yes, and I don't expect that they'll testify. One is Ms. Disley's mother and the other is our real estate agent.
Okay. And I see there's another woman out here in the audience.
I'm a resident.
Okay, ma'am, would you just for the record state your name?
Absolutely. Tammy Swigert, 510 North 4th Street, Wyomissing, PA. Swigert, Swigert, 510 North 4th Street, Wyomissing,
Fourth.
Wyomissing, 19610.
Okay. Ms. Schweiger, you're here today to
This is a block away from me, and I have a vested interest in my neighborhood.
okay, and are you here then to provide testimony, or you just would like to be able to make a statement at the end?
I would like to gather information and then make a statement or question anything that I would have in reference to this.
Are you requesting standing, which means that you have the opportunity to appeal the decision if it becomes something that you're looking to do, or you just want to make a statement explaining it?
Can I refer that to the end after I make a statement and not make a decision at this time until I get the information that I'm requesting?
Any objection?
Okay, so you would have no objection to the
I don't have
standing?
any objection to her standing. And if she wants to
make that
make that
determination.
determination later, I have no objection.
Okay, so remind me then, Mr. Mooney, and Ms. Bear, please, to circle back to that question. But we will allow you to proceed in that manner.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, and I'm gonna turn it back over to Mr. Mooney to proceed. Let's begin, however, by swearing your witness and swearing Michelle, please.
Reina, right?
Correct.
Bisla.
Yes.
Please both raise your right hands, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. All set?
Now, let's go.
Okay. Mrs. Disler, you filed an application for a special exception to locate a daycare at 438 Owen Street within the Borough of Wyomissing.
Yes,
Is this the application that you filed?
yes,
For the record, I'm showing the applicant exhibit A1 as it's marked in your packets. That is the application that was filed with the borough requesting the special exception. Do Christian and Kim Visconti own the property located at 430 Ole Street, Wyomissing, Berks County, Pennsylvania?
yes,
I'd ask the board to take judicial notice of exhibit A2, which is the deed for 430 Ole Street, showing that Mr. and Mrs. Visconti do own the property.
Thank you, Mr. Mooney.
Do you have an agreement of sale with the Viscontis for the property at 438 Ole Street?
yes,
Showing you a document that's been marked as exhibit A3, take a look at that, is that the agreement of sale?
yes,
Is it your intention to establish a daycare or a nursery school at 438 Ole Street?
yes,
How many employees do you intend to employ if you are granted the permission to establish a daycare or nursery school at the property?
4,
What are the hours of operation that you plan on utilizing the daycare or nursery school at the property?
7 a.m. to 5 p.m.,
And that's Monday through Friday? or-
Monday to Friday.
How many children do you intend to care for at the proposed nursery school or daycare?
Between 25 to 30.
Is it your intention to abide by all Department of Human Services rules and regulations regarding operation of a daycare or nursery school at the property in question?
Yes,
Do you have orientation scheduled with the Department of Human Services on May 18th,
yes,
2023 to start that process?
yes,
Is it your understanding that the proposed project is one specifically authorized by special exception in the C3 Special Commercial Zoning District?
yes,
Are you aware of any additional conditions or safeguards required to operate this use in the C3 zoning district?
no,
The proposed project, if granted, will not adversely affect the character of the general neighborhood in which it's located.
no,
The proposed project will not negatively affect property values in the surrounding neighborhood, will it?
no,
The proposed project will not negatively affect the health and safety of residents or workers on adjacent properties or in the general neighborhood,
I'm
will it?
sorry, Mr. Reina, you'll
I'm
have to
sorry.
that one.
I'll slow down.
Thank you.
The proposed project will not negatively affect the health and safety of residents or workers on adjacent properties and in the general neighborhood, will it?
no,
The proposed project will not affect the reasonable use of neighboring properties, will it?
no,
The proposed project will not endanger neighboring properties or residents, will it?
no,
The proposed project will not create undue traffic congestion or traffic hazards in the general neighborhood around it, will it?
no,
Services and utilities such as public water, sanitary sewers, and stormwater drainage are available to adequately service the proposed project by you, correct?
yes,
There are only 2 entrances and exits to the property in question, and both allow cars to safely enter and exit the property, is that correct?
yes,
Is it your understanding that the property also has 18 parking spaces attributed to it?
yes,
Showing you what's been marked as exhibit A4, is that a picture of the property in question?
yes,
I have no further questions.
Huh? Thank you.
What is the parking there?
What is it, how many spaces? 18 is what it was spaced for the prior use.
The property is on busy corner traffic with Park Road.
No, that, I know, no,
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. No,
no. I guess, I don't know exactly is this busy or not, but when I go in around there, I don't see it's that busy.
Okay. Is there space on the property for children to be outside?
No, I'm planning, that's why I don't think to use the 18 space for the daycare. The plan is take a few spot, like at least 5 parking space to make it a playground enclosing that space, just for that. If it's possible,
I'm sorry, it's what?
depend that they let me use that, the regulation. They can do it.
And we will obviously retain as much of the parking as needed under the borough regulations for parking. So whatever can be dedicated to other use will be dedicated to other use if possible, and it may need other borough permits, and we obviously would have to come in for those.
So based off of your testimony of 4 employees and 30 children, you would need 14 parking spaces.
And so, sorry, no.
14.
And obviously, we would abide by that.
So can I hear from the applicant to say the same thing? You comply with the requirements for the borough for parking, make sure that you have at least, based upon your testimony, 14 spaces used for the use.
Yes.
I don't know how big that, I'm familiar with the property, but I don't know how big the house, the building is. And I assume that the state sets requirements of square feet per kid or however they do it. So all of that would fall on the purview of the state licensing.
Correct, DHS, based on the square footage of the property and the amount of employees, will regulate how many children could be taken care of at any one time.
And sanitary facilities and all of those things are all dictated by a license of the state?
Correct.
HHS is that?
DHS, Department of
Oh,
Human Services.
DHS, I was gonna say HHS, don't tell me the federal government gets in that, no. Okay.
And if you look at the back of the agreement of sale, there is a property information statement on the property. You list that the square footage of the house is
Oh, I see,
1,700
yeah.
square feet.
Will extensive renovation of the property be required to accomplish this?
I don't know that extensive renovation will be required, they may have to put in another, bathroom facility as you had mentioned. It'll be after that meeting with DHS that they'll know what DHS will require in that manner.
So they have not had any relationship with DHS until now.
No, they have their first, like I said, they have their first orientation meeting scheduled with DHS on May 18th.
So to your client, we should have her answer these questions.
Sorry.
That's okay. Have you ever had a daycare before?
Well, I used to work in Chisholm Mother, but not in Pennsylvania. In New York, we used to have a family daycare for more than 20 years, running there.
Have you ever owned a daycare before?
No, I'm with the assistant, with my mother, but she's not picking this, yes.
Okay, that's okay.
So,
So I'm just trying to get, this is yes or no, you have not owned a daycare before?
No, no,
Okay. And you're gonna go through the process and comply with all of the requirements of the Pennsylvania state law for licensing of a daycare?
yes.
And we're bound up. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Okay. Okay. Would you like to ask some questions? Ms. Clark?
Absolutely. You said that you're gonna have 12 employees.
No,
I'm sorry, how many employees?
4, I say, including me.
Okay,
So
so,
3 person in my,
okay, and you plan on having, taking at least 4 spots away for a play area?
yes,
Okay. Which entrance will be your primary entrance? The one on this side on Ole Street or the previous one that the vet had on the other, that enters in the parking lot? Which will be
the
your,
one that the vet used for the main,
the vet use? Okay.
the one in park.
My concern is about parking.
Wait,
Abs-
wait.
Hold on
I'm
a
sorry.
second, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Let her finish
Oh,
her
sorry.
question, or answer first. So please,
Okay.
please state, answer that question again. So the stenographer
Before you
can get that.
finish answering your question, the other question.
What is the other question?
So she was asking about the driveway. Which driveway you're going to be?
Be the main enter, the one they using now, same thing.
And which one is that?
Same, yeah, same.
Which one, which driveway?
It's not the drive.
Stop,
I'm
stop,
sorry,
stop. Wait for your turn. Wait, I'm asking her a question, I'm now trying to get clarification. Which driveway is the driveway that is the main driveway, the driveway they're using now? Is that, what street is that driveway located on?
I don't know, tell you the truth, not sure, is park or Oli? It's park? Okay, I just say park, I think. I don't
So
say
the main driveway is the driveway on Park Avenue, or Park Road is the main driveway you're going to be using?
It's not the main driveway, because there's driveway going around the corner. This is the house here, the driveway coming in and coming out for all, like this is park. This side, asking your question, be the main entrance for park.
Okay,
Okay,
so the traffic is going to flow in and out, is that correct? On a circular path?
And then let me use like that, yes,
So you want to, the cars will enter,
for park
typically, will enter through Park Road
and get out
and
for
drive
all.
through and exit out onto
All,
Old
Street.
Street?
all right.
Okay, thank you. Now, you can ask your questions if you have further questions.
My question was more so the entrance to the building, not the parking lot. That's what
Okay.
I was trying to clarify, so I apologize
That's
for
okay.
if there was any
That's all right.
confusion.
So, wait, hold on,
okay.
because I don't think we got the answer to that question. Which is going to be the main entrance to the building? Where is that going to be located?
park,
Facing Park?
facing park.
Just for clarification, it's actually not facing Park, it's actually, on Park Road would be here, it's actually facing parallel with Park. It wouldn't be facing going out onto Park.
That's in the back.
No, it's not in the back. If you look at exhibit A4, this is Park Road here. The entrance is back here. It's not on Park, it's not at the parking lot. It's actually on the,
Internal drive.
it's on the internal drive, is actually the main entrance there. The main building entrance, not the parking entrance.
Okay, so let's go back and get some clarification for my purposes. So I'm going to show you, Ms. Delsa, the exhibit that is marked as A4. Have you seen that one before, I presume?
Yes,
All right. There is a roadway or paved area that is in the front portion of the photograph. Is that a named roadway? Is that Park Road?
no, that's Oli,
Okay, hold on. Is that Ole Road?
Oli.
So that's Ole. Okay. So is this the front where people will be going in?
No,
Okay, so where is the front where the main entrance to the building going to be located? So I can see, I can see the the Park Road side, I can see the Ole Road side, and I can see the parking lot, and I can see the parking lot side. I can't see from this picture, the back side of this building. Is that where they're coming in?
Yes, but,
Okay, so to the rear of the, as the building is configured on Exhibit A4, is going to be the main entrance,
no.
no? Okay, so please tell me where the main entrance to the building?
Well, it's not in the picture, no, can't show in the picture.
I'm sorry. I'm
In this
showing-
picture,
I'm
not
showing-
showing, no.
It's not shown in the
It's not
picture.
showing in the picture.
Okay, so I understand that. So tell me, describe to me where it would be located, using A4 as the,
In the back, the other side of the,
okay, so that's what I said a moment ago, so it's gonna
the
be,
other side is the same enter. But in that case, it's not be the street, it's not, be inside the parking lot.
okay, Ms. Nelson, so just kind of follow with me. So is it on the side of the building that's along the parking lot?
No, the
Okay,
back,
stop. Is it along the Ole Street side of the building?
no,
Is it on the Park Road side of the building?
yes, but it's
I
confusing.
may be able to help.
Okay?
I can check in my phone in Google Maps and
No,
maybe.
no.
Let me see if I can help you here.
Okay,
Do you envision that when the cars pull in off of Park Road, there's a door on the reverse side of the door that you can see in the picture of A4? In other words, I pull in the
Yeah.
parking lot, on the reverse side of this doorway, if you walk through the building,
yeah,
there's another door.
correct,
Is that the door you envision that the kids will come in and out of?
yes,
Thank you, Mr. Moon, appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Please proceed.
You wanna get paid the big bucks.
Questions, questions?
And then with the main entrance, is that where the parents will pick up and drop off their children?
Yes,
Okay. How many spots will you have for parents to pick up and drop off their children?
if I'm going to use 4 or 5, I don't know the law, how space they let me use it for the playground. They have it, it's 18 space, so let's say the 15 space or 14 is parking space, they have it available for parking. It's just in and out most of the time.
Are you aware of how busy that intersection actually is?
No,
Okay. It is a very, very
Okay,
dangerous
okay.
intersection. I know.
Questions, questions?
Are you aware that it's a dangerous
You already
intersection?
answered. Go ahead.
Okay. Are you aware of the fact that Ole Street is a one-way street down? You are the top where your building is. Anyone that exits your parking lot, are you aware that they must turn to the right? There is no parking or traveling out and to the left of your parking lot. Are you aware of that?
no,
Okay. What ages are the children that are going to be in your care?
when I'm going for the orientation, May 18.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand this.
The ages of the children,
No,
oh,
no,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't understand her, your
I-
answer.
I'm going to orientation May 18, and behind the penthouse they going is the age I'm going to take it in the daycare.
Will you have any school-age children?
Like I said, I don't have nothing now. I just apply for that.
Okay.
So you will potentially take children, you'll take children as may be permitted by state law, is that correct?
Yes,
Thank you.
Okay. Will you be providing transportation to any of your children? If-
no,
Okay. so transportation, okay. Okay. I think that that's all the questions that I have at this time.
Can you give me your name again? Sorry.
Tammy Swigert, S-W-E-I-G-A-R-T.
Thanks.
Mhm.
In light of Ms. Swiger's question, the board members have any other questions?
No.
Mr. Mooney, do you have any
I do
redirect?
not have any redirect.
I do. What is, yeah, where that entrance to the building is located.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Mooney, do you have any further witnesses?
I do not have any further witnesses. I might ask for all my exhibits to be entered into the record
So, so, now, Ms. Weigert, at this point in time, it goes back to the question, are you looking for standing in this case, or are you just gonna make a statement here at the end and explain to us your position?
At this time, I'll make a statement.
Thank you very much. All right, at this point, I think we're ready for the administrative part of this. Well, you're right, we should let her do, I apologize.
Your statement.
My statement would be, I welcome any business coming into the neighborhood as long as they respect the residents of the area, hold their clients and customers accountable and responsible for the safety and the well-being of our neighborhood. Meaning, if any issues, that you would be willing to hear the residents with any concerns or complaints in reference to your staff, your clients, any of the like.
All makes sense.
It makes sense, and you would think it would be understanding, but hence the reason why I'm here today.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we have some legal gymnastics to do.
Yes, okay, at this point, Michelle, you.
We moved from gymnastics to housekeeping.
So Michelle, you've been sworn,
Yes.
so in your capacity as a secretary for the zoning hearing board, what are your duties and responsibilities?
I prepared a public notice that was advertised in the Reading Eagle on April 25th and May 2nd of 2023. That same notice was mailed to all adjacent property owners located within at least 300 feet on April 18th of 2023 at approximately 8 a.m. And it was posted on the subject property on April 19th, 2023 at approximately 8:40 a.m.
You have copies of those documents with you today?
I do.
Mark those collectively as board exhibit number 1. Do you have anything further as the secretary for the zoning hearing?
I do not.
Okay. As your position as the commercial zoning officer for the borough, what are your duties and responsibilities?
I prepared a memo dated April 19th, 2023, addressed to the zoning hearing board, summarizing the application and the relief requested.
And is that the memorandum that was read into the record by the chairman a few moments ago?
It is.
All right, do you have a copy of that with you today?
I do.
We'll mark that as board exhibit number 2. At the time of the application, what zoning ordinance was in place?
The one that was printed January 2022.
We'll mark that as board exhibit number 3. We're going to not move for its initiative to evidence at this time. Do you have anything further as the zoning officer for the borough?
Did anyone enter the application?
He did, Mr.
Okay.
Brady did. That was A1.
Then I'm good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brady. Do you have anything further?
No, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Any objection to the,
No objection to the board's exhibits or the secretary's exhibits, nope.
thank you. But under those circumstances, we'll recess the meeting and see if we can come to a conclusion, if you all will excuse us.
Thank you for your time.
Board back to order. Is there a motion?
Yes, I move that the application of Keith Mooney on behalf of his client, Rainland Dislop, for a special exception approval under section 523E to the property located at 438 Holy Street be granted to allow a state licensed daycare to operate the property, subject to the terms and conditions to be placed on the record by our solicitor.
And the first condition would be to obtain and comply with all the requirements of the state licensed daycare. Next would be our standard conditions, which means that you'll be bound by all of the testimony, the exhibits that we provided at the room today, that you will comply with all the requirements of the borough zoning ordinances, rules and regulations, that you'll comply with all state laws, rules and regulations, as well as federal laws, rules and regulations, that you obtain and pay for all permits that may be necessary if you're doing any type of work or renovations at the property, that you will not alter or expand the property in any way that's inconsistent with the decision that will be rendered today, and that the relief that's being granted must be exercised within 1 year of the date of the written decision that will be issued.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. The relief will be granted. And the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
And now, can we find out where that door
Door
is?
is.